Friendzies, welcome back to my channel. Today, I want to talk about something... I was gonna say something embarrassing, but I'm not really embarrassed by it, but I feel like other people might be. I don't really care either way, but it's something that... Okay, well the backdrop for this, the quick little backstory backdrop, sorry I keep like touching my hair because I'm not sure how I feel about it being like all right here. Okay, the backdrop for this video is summer 2014, me being recently heartbroken, and just being very, very sad and lonely and broken up with, okay? That sounds so depressing. I didn't really have a Valentine's Day themed video this year, so I wanted to talk about this because it's like kind of this idea talking about this came from me recently rewatching Ouran High School Host Club. I just finished the beach episode the other night and I have feelings, and Maury is my favorite host. Anyway, so I want to talk about this game I used to play summer 2014 because, like I said, I was recently broken up with, very heartbroken and just like sad and lonely. And I don't remember how I found it. It may have been through Tumblr. It may have been an ad, whether it was on the App Store or it was on like Instagram or something. But basically, it was before Mystic Messenger. I remember that because I remember after playing this game, seeing Mystic Messenger be like advertised and stuff and being like, oh, I should try that one out. And then I just never did. But anyway, it was a dating sim. And it was on like the iPhone. I don't know if there was any other way to access it other than like the App Store. There's a dating sim called Be My Princess. And I'll put up like a picture or something over here. I miss that game and I high-key want to play it. I actually did play it like a year or two ago. So, Be My Princess, spoilers, if anybody like watches this video and then wants to play it afterwards, I am going to spoil some of the storylines, so just be in mind of that. I don't know whose storyline I'm going to talk about specifically, but I am going to talk about a few people, so just keep that in mind. Anyway, Be My Princess starts. You're like, I think you're a college student and you obviously don't have like a face or sim or anything because it's always like point of view, so it's always your point of view. You're in college, I think, and you move to this like new town, and I don't even remember what town it is. You move to this town, and one day when you're out and about, there's like this old man, like he's not having a heart attack, but he's having like an asthma attack or something. There's this old man, and you help him and offer him water and everything. And then some like dude comes and finds him and he's like, oh my god, are you okay? Da da da. And the old man's like, yes, this nice young woman like helped me. Oh, and then you get like caught in the rain or something. You get caught in the rain and you meet like this one guy at a flower shop, one of the princes. And then because of him, a couple other princes like come in and there's conversation. Essentially, the old man is like the king or the pope or something of this universe. He's not the king of the town you're in, but he's something. And he invites you to a ball, essentially. And you go, you know, you talk to him a little bit, you're kind of there, you have like a conversation with each prince at the ball, and then you're doing something, and then it's like, excuse me, would you like to dance? And then it's like, and then you turn around and then it takes you to a screen and there's six princes. There's six princes you get to choose, and it shows you like the little screen and you have to pick one. And then that's when you start having to like pay for things. And the initial story, I think, is the one that's most expensive. I have no idea how much it cost. It wasn't like too much money, but it was the most expensive. And then each prince gets like, you do their full storyline, you get like an extra thing, and then you get their, like the wedding prep and wedding story, and then you get the honeymoon like story. So you get 3 stories. You do have to pay for all 3, but the wedding story and the honeymoon story are a lot cheaper than the original. You pick a prince, and then you go off on a whole, it's like 12 chapters, and you go through this whole thing. it wasn't my money, it was a lot of my mom's money, because that's like when I didn't have a job and everything. Because I had spent money on like college stuff. It was like all the money from my graduation and the money I had gotten like the summer before. So it was a lot of my mom buying me like iTunes tickets or like gift cards or whatever, and me paying for it that way. I'm so sorry, Mom. I like begged my mom to like keep buying me things, and I was so sad that she just like was very sweet and did it for me, because your girl was depressed. Anyway. It's not funny because I was such like a sad, lonely kid back then, but it's really funny now because I'm just like, oh my god, I can't believe this is how I chose to like soothe my heartbreak. So the prince I picked, I don't know why, maybe because he was the one that like looked the most like the boy that had recently broken up with me, but I picked Prince Joshua first. And Joshua is kind of an asshole. He's not as much of a dick as Keith. Keith is my least favorite. I think I started trying to play Keith's storyline and then just got like annoyed with him. Joshua is like, out of the two assholes, he's the least of an asshole. I picked Prince Joshua. And he like tries to dance with you and then realizes that it's just like, oh yeah, it's just the commoner girl, and then just goes away. But I forgot exactly what happened, but something happens where you end up getting like stuck at his palace, and it's because however you got there, you don't have like the specific paperwork or whatever, and it's his like kingdom is very strict, very like stick to the rules, rule book kind of nonsense, and you don't have the like right paperwork or anything to get like out. You don't even have the right paperwork to be there, and it could be like a whole terrible thing. So you get stuck in his palace, and of course, you know, you two slowly fall in love. There's very strict rules, but you teach him that like he doesn't always have to follow the rule. Oh, it's terrible. And then obviously at the end, you know, you two end up being together, I think. Because it was rated too. Like if you guys ever played Dream Daddy, you know how when you go on dates, it's like S rank or whatever. S rank, B, F. Anyway, I should do a video about Dream Daddy, talking about Dream Daddy. Anyway. If you got like the good rank at the end of the 12 chapters, you got like the best ending. And I think I did get the best ending for Joshua, and he like, you know, he proposed to me and everything, and he was like, And then the honeymoon, leading up to the wedding story was a lot of talk about how your character and Joshua would like raise your children. And there's like a lot of, in his kingdom, he was like raised by nannies, and his parents like really didn't have any involvement with him except for when it came to like royal duties. So it's like you wanting to like raise your children and be a mother and like, and then I think the honeymoon story was a lot of, there was a war with like a smaller kingdom, or like not a war, but like getting there, of a smaller kingdom that was nearby. And then you get like kidnapped or something, and then it gets resolved, everything's fine, and the prince from the other kingdom and Joshua are like civil and everything's okay. Joshua ended up being my favorite because by the wedding, leading up to the wedding storyline, he's like not as much of a douchebag, and he's like actually such a little sweetheart. I loved Roberto, and I think Roberto was a lot more my personality. And I played Edward. I played Edward too. Edward was like, he was okay. He was very, very, best comparison, if you watched Orin High School Host Club, Edward is very like Tamaki, like stereotypical perfect prince. And I don't think I got the S rank. I think I got an A, which is still good, but in Be My Princess, if you don't get like the perfect S rank, it does like waver. It's not like 100% perfect happy ending. Because the Edward one was still like shaky. I think it had like something to do with like him proposing to me. It was still like a very shaky kind of event. Roberto was my other favorite, and Roberto was like super goofy, like doesn't really want to be royal prince, and he keeps like sneaking off with you. You always end up in like the prince's palace, and I don't remember exactly how, but Roberto is like he essentially like is the Prince of Italy. It's like the way they like show the scenes for his kingdom is like very like Italy coast side. Like, Mamma Mia who? Was that in Italy? No, that was Greece. And he's like always running away from his bodyguard. And that's just, oh, fuck Prince Roberto. Anyway, there's a whole extra thing that you can do. And I think it's like an extra bit. It's either a separate game or it's off of Be My Princess. Once you do like a prince or two, you can go like into extras and you can date their fucking butlers and their little like, not handmaidens, like the, whatever, I think it's butler. You can date the butlers, and the thing is, the butlers do get like heavily involved in parts of the storyline, whether it's the main story, the wedding story, or the honeymoon story. Certain ones for each prince, each of their butlers gets like heavily involved. Oh, the old man too, the old man guy that's like from the very beginning, he has like, his butler is named Zayn. And Zayn is a 7th option out of all the princes. You can date Zayn. And I dated Zayn, and it was actually like very dramatic and like very heart-wrenching. I think Zayn is the one that when I replayed it a couple years ago, Zayn is like who I dated. I picked him instead, and I think that's when I tried to date Keith too, and I didn't like Keith. Zayn's is very dramatic. He like doesn't think that he's worth it because he's just like a lowly butler, but he's the butler to like the fucking Pope. So I don't understand. But he thinks he's like a lowly butler and he thinks that he's like not good enough for you. And then he's also like low-key a spy, and in one of the extra storylines you get kidnapped again. It's all very dramatic. But I wanted to talk about it because it's like, I've played different dating sim games. I've played Dream Daddy. I've played different games like on Steam and on my phone and everything. But Be My Princess has like a special place in my heart. And I think my tag for it on Tumblr is BMP. So if you like go to my Tumblr, which is linked down below, and like looked up like tagged BMP, it's not in my like tags list, but if you know, you can look up, there's like really funny memes that people have made of Be My Princess, and it makes me die every time. Like the scene from The Office when Andy is talking to everybody in the bus for Leslie's like campaign thing, and he's like, my code name is gonna be Eagle One, you're gonna be like, if I had to pick a dude, da da da. Somebody made a meme and it's Roberto. And there's a prince that's like younger than you. All the other princes are like in their 20s, and there's a prince named Glenn that's like 18, so he's like the baby prince. And it's like everybody else, and they have obviously like different reactions to everything. And then at the end of the meme, Roberto's like, and Glenn, you'll be Eagle too. And Glenn's just like, oh, thank God. Oh, who is the blonde prince? I think his name's like Fred or something. No, it's something nicer than that. There's a blonde prince that is like, I feel like he is the most realistic. I forgot exactly what his name was. If I can remember, I'll put it like here, like how I always put corrections. But he's a sweetheart. He's the most realistic, but he's also like an ideal romantic, whatever. I did play through him. I didn't do all his extra stories, but I played through his main story. I'm not embarrassed by the fact that I used to play that. I told you guys I would stop touching my hair too, and I keep touching it, huh? I'm so sorry. I'm not embarrassed that I used to play it like at all, because I don't believe in like cringe culture. Cringe culture doesn't exist. If it makes you, if somebody or something is like happening, or somebody's doing something and it makes you uncomfortable, then whatever. It's just something that makes you uncomfortable. But cringe culture doesn't exist, and I don't believe in guilty pleasures, and I don't believe in people feeling bad for enjoying things. So I'm not embarrassed by it. I just do realize how like funny it is. But you know what? It worked for me. I was sad and I was heartbroken, and I had 7 fictional boys telling me that I was beautiful and they loved me and they wanted to marry me. And you know what? That got me through the summer. It got me through the summer, and that's all that matters, because that was a hard year and I needed to get through the summer. So I don't feel embarrassed at all. I'm just laughing because it is kind of funny to me. I don't think I've looked at the camera once this entire video. I've been doing that the entire video. Alright, I'm gonna cut this off here. I have to do some chores around the house, and I don't know how much more I can ramble because I don't remember anybody's storyline as much as Joshua's, and I think Joshua I remember the most because he was my first prince, and I loved him. But yeah, gonna cut it off here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like if you want, subscribe if you want, and if you have played any dating sims that you really have loved, comment down below. And if you want me to talk about Dream Daddy, I have a Snapchat story saved on my Snapchat of me playing Dream Daddy, and it was the funniest thing in the world. And I would love to do a video like this too, where I just talk about when I played through. I do want to do like gaming videos, but I don't know on like either of my computers. I don't know how to like capture game footage. I don't have like a camera other than this one to like film myself playing like a face cam. I don't know how to do all that fancy editing. So I would love to do gaming videos. If anybody has like any tips, any like tutorials that they know that they can send to me, please also comment down below, because I would love to do a Dream Daddy playthrough and just playthroughs of other games. So let me know if anybody knows anything about that. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like if you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video. Bye! Alright, my phone went off like 6 times while I was filming that, and there's no way I'm getting that many text messages, so we need to go investigate.